Now then, it's Fezzy B, Air Guns and Stuff Yorkshire, and today we're going to be testing Daystate Red Wolf. We're going to be doing some tests on it, just basically to give you an idea of its performance and what it's like to live with. Let's do it. So, before we go down to the range, we're going to have a look at some of its exclusive features that can be spoke about on tabletop. Right, so number one is battery life. If you don't know, there's a battery inside there. It powers all the electrics. I've only had this as my first 177, and I've got approximately 6 of these, so that counts up about 3,000 shots. And I only charged this once, and it's when I first got it, because I thought, oh my god, I've shot a full tin of pellets, I better fill it up. The battery, that is. And I haven't filled it since, or charged it since, and I haven't had a low battery warning. So it's doing maybe about 2,500 and then some before I charge. So if you're worried about battery life on this, don't. It lasts, and it doesn't affect its consistency neither. Okay, shot count. I've only ever had this give me the low pressure warning once. I'd been hunting with my brother, and I went to an indoor range, and I didn't take my bottle, and I shot about a full tin of pellets. So, if you're planning on shooting more than a tin of pellets in one sitting, take a bottle. If you're not, then you're sorted. About 500 shots, give or take. Okay, another thing is loading, cocking, and trigger. Now on this, it doesn't have a cocking handle, but this is a plus side, because I've got it on the other side because I'm a lefty. I use it when I'm using my mag on the left hand side. So that's a win. The 10-shot magazine is awesome because it is anti-double load, or anti-double load if you're in the States. And the single shot tray is amazing. It's better than my Brocock one, which has got a high rise on the other side. That is absolutely brilliant. The trigger. People have measured this trigger at 4 ounces. I'd like to think that this is a little bit lower, but I haven't got a means of testing. But it's got a solid first stage, which you can feel, and then a tiny little click for when the trigger goes off, and that's all adjustable. I've left it from factory. The cocking, if you don't know, we'll have a look at right now. Okay, so for all you nanas out there, safety's on, it's unloaded. This is your cocking action. That's just a spring at the end there. That is it. I've had people that have shot wolverines and stuff like that. They get to the end and they try breaking it because they think there's something else more to come. There is literally nothing. The only bit of resistance you get is the pellet going into the chamber, and it is basically nothing. So that's a win. Okay, what do I think about the adjustability? That moves up and down, moves a bit, that moves up and down, moves a bit. It's great. It could have done with a hamster of some sort, or Daystate if you're watching, you know, something that's pops in there, yay big. I'd be well happy with that. Same colour, you know, not asking for much. So the adjustability, banging. The trigger, not messed around with it, but you can do a lot. I've put that to the left hand side, I've raised that a bit, and I've left that exactly where it is. You can mess around as much as you want. I just like to keep them simple. Right, so that's about it. Only one more thing. It's pellet of choice. The exact 8.44 grains, and I use a 4.52 head. I've tried other pellets. They don't seem to work as well. It's still very accurate, bear in mind, with other pellets, but these are the best. So, that's enough of the boring stuff, the tabletop jargon. Now, let's go down to the range. We'll get the scope cam fitted, put some targets out, and we'll do some shooting. And we all love shooting. Okay, so this first group is shot at 35 yards using the JSB exact 8.44 grains. I'm resting on a bench using shooting bags. The video quality on this one is a little bit poor. It's one of the first times I've ever used a scope cam, but I do rectify the fault. I had the eye relief a little bit too close. The MTC Viper Pro is a little bit temperamental with scope cams. but you get the idea of what the group sizing is like and what it's like to shoot. Right, this group also 35 yards, using the magazine, JSBs, 8.44 grains. I did manage to get a photo of the group. I don't know if it's the group that I've shot, because I did shoot these targets multiple times throughout the day. I did a little bit of chronograph testing, and like I said, I have shot the targets multiple times, but I'll show the image at the end anyway. So this is the second group in at 35 yards. Right, so the third group now at 35 yards. These are all consecutive shots as well, by the way, and they seem to be averaging about 0.7 of an inch. This is fast shooting, out of the magazine, off the bench. I managed to get a decent photo of this one because obviously I didn't shoot that target again throughout the day, so I will put that one at the end as well. This is the last group that I shot at 35 yards. We'll move the next one out to 45 yards. Okay, the first group at 45 yards. Same again, 8.44 grains, off the bench, fast shooting. I did shoot this target multiple times throughout the day. I've managed to get an image of the groupings that are on there. By the looks of this video, it's a combination of the two. So maybe about 0.8, something like that, of an inch. I'll put the images at the end of the clip. Right, some 50-yard plinking on this one. Weirdly enough, I forgot to put the zoom back on my scope, so I'm actually shooting this on 5x zoom. That plate's maybe about an inch by an inch and a half, something like that. Yeah, so that's 50 yards. Right, so 55 yards. This is the maximum field target in the UK, and I think that is a maximum size kill zone for 55 yards. So it's basically hitting it every time. It's going low, I can see that now. Focus. Okay, this is the last bit of shooting. That first shot there was at 60 yards. I was actually doing a little bit of shooting here to see if the chronograph that I've just bought affected the point of impact, and it turns out it knocks it down about half a mil dot, something like that. So I've got my scope set to 60 yards here, and it's actually shooting bob on at 55. So talking of chronograph results, after this group we'll go through some of the results of that. Alright. Right, so chronograph results. This is the first time I've ever taken chronograph results. If you want to see the chronograph that I've used, I've reviewed it recently on my YouTube page, so head over there and check it out. Right, statistics. Average feet per second, 745.69 feet per second. The standard deviation is 3.37 feet per second. The extreme spread is 12.8 feet per second, which is higher than what Daystate claim, but I was shooting quite fast using the magazine. I'm going to monitor that. The highest foot-pounds was 10.63, the lowest foot-pounds was 10.27, and the average foot-pounds was 10.42. So basically 10.5 foot-pounds. It's a little bit low, but you know, it's well within the legal limit, and I'm happy with that. I'm not going to mess around with it, I'm just going to leave it at that. So there's the chronograph results. Right, so there you have it. Basically, that's my experience today in what I would call cold weather. It was 4 degrees Celsius. I've been doing bench rest shooting to take human error away, even though there is a slight little bit of human error in there. I've measured most of the groups, and at 35-45 yards it's averaging about 0.7 of an inch. And believe it or not, that is actually the size of a 5p coin. I've measured it. I will leave a picture at the end. And, well, yeah, that's about it. Been playing around with the Red Wolf, see what it can do. The only thing that I have left to do is to test the sound of it. But I'm going to be testing some moderators, so I will do that at the same time. So, yeah, other than that, thanks for watching. See you, bye.